can we start by talking about your relationship with Nucleya? I'm sure this is like, he's been, I guess, your mentor. So if you could talk a bit about that aspect, and also like how, this album was conceived.
Yeah. So Udin and I, we go way back, right? Like we're talking 2015 types when I first met him. Rather when he first saw me live, I think.
Right.
And this is like NH7 Delhi and 4 p.m. slot I'm playing, and the only 3 people in the crowd are my parents and Udin.
Lovely. That's all you need, right?
We've known each other. Yeah, we've known each other since then, right? And I was introduced to him back then at the festival, and he really dug my music, and it started off from and obviously this is we're talking peak Udin season, right? Where every kid in every household was just going crazy about right? When everyone's talking about Bassani, everyone's talking about the Monster, and I was that kid also, right? So he was a mentor, and over the last 4 years we've become friends also, So it's a bada bhai, friend, mentor, like again can't classify this relationship also,
exactly.
But it's been one of like a very, for me it's been a journey of just constant learning with him, because that's the kind of person he is, right? He's made me learn the want to learn, you know what I mean? He's like he's for me, when I started off, I was aspirational towards his life because of his personal, right? Like he has one of the most beautiful families, right? His kid and his wife, it's amazing to watch him grow with them, and that is what was so aspirational about him. It wasn't the music, and because I know the music is just a byproduct of that.
Exactly,
right?
man. You said
So exactly. So for me also to just look at him be the father that he was and is, and the husband that he's been, and like all of these things really like made me aspire to have certain things in my life one day, and for me the last 4 years have been like that. Like it's just been watching and living with him. I've lived with him for a bit. We've made, and the thing with Udin and I are we and I have this with very few people, right? Even Seereh Maud for the matter. I guess you would probably talk about them later, but they are also 2 people for me that every time we meet, we end up making music. Nice. Every conversation turns into a song. So it's such an effortless process in making music that, like, after a good 4 years, Udin and I realized that, okay, cool, I think maybe this is the year we put out some music, because we have a ton of songs in the bank, Right. So this is, my relationship with him has been, to sum it up, more or less this.
Nice. Very interesting you mentioned, because usually when people look at such an artist or somebody, like, people are looking at you probably that way, and they see, I like this songs, and I like the fame, and I like that. I like the hits they get, and I want that. But you looked at him and you were like, I like the life. I like the life energy and the family and the, that aspect of the person. You saw that. So that's
absolutely.
a very, very, very crucial thing. In fact, that's why I kind of do this whole thing to talk to producers, because it's like I wish people would talk about this stuff more, and for all the 20-year-old producers coming up, if they had the right direction, like I'm sure we wished we had been since much younger. It's like I'm sure we could produce so many great artists and musicians and producers and people. So that's a very, very interesting point. What you mentioned, what you're drawn to.
Absolutely,
right?
Sanjay. I think exactly. I think people are just like too influenced by the peripherals that come along with the music, the content that you produce, right? And the problem with that is that, like, if the focus is on the vibe of all the things that your music or your art will get you, then it wasn't about the art from the first place, in the first place, right? Like today, if you take that away from me, then I will be hollow, Like if that, the one thing today, and I hope, like, I'm very grateful for wherever I am because of the people who, like, care to listen to me, and I couldn't be more grateful, right?